Hey guys, what's going on? This is Josh from Spotted Euros, and behind me, as you can see, we've got the 2005 Volkswagen Touareg, and guess what? It's officially for sale. It's a sad day. I've driven a lot of miles with this Touareg, a lot of memories, but let's take a look. Okay, so for those who have seen some of our other videos, I'm sure you've seen our 2005 V8 Touareg. We've done plenty of videos on this. My very first video was on this car, and that was back in February, so 6 months or so, maybe 7 months ago. The first video was this car. So for those who are new, Spotted Euros, we're a used car dealership. We buy and sell cars, mostly Volkswagens. And this 2005 has been our dedicated tow rig for the last, well, since the dealership started 2 years ago, 2.5 years ago. I owned this before the dealership, so I've had this for about 3 years. We got it, when I got it, it had just under 90,000 miles, and now it has just under 140,000 miles. So we've put 50,000 miles on this thing in 3 years. Like the title of the video says, the Touareg is officially for sale. Now the reason we're selling this Touareg is because we got another one. We got a diesel, a 2009 TDI Touareg, and we've made plenty of videos on that. Go ahead, check those videos out if you haven't seen them already. But that TDI is officially replacing the V8. The TDI pulls better, it tows better, it's more comfortable, it's newer, it's in a lot of ways a lot better than this V8. Although I love this car so much, I can't argue with the fact that the TDI, 2009 TDI, is better in a lot of ways. So it's up for sale. So last video we made with this Touareg, we talked about the things that needed to get fixed with this Touareg. So in this video we're gonna go over the fixes, the latest fixes to the Touareg, and then we might just go over the car just a little bit, just to show those who haven't seen it already. So just to give you the information once again, so this is a 2005 Volkswagen Touareg with the V8 engine, the 4.2 liter V8. Now this is equipped with air suspension. It's probably my favorite feature of the car. Air suspension, lockers. So this thing is great towing. This thing is great off-road. I really am having a hard time posting this, and I have procrastinated a little bit. It's taken me quite a bit just to finish the last things, because I really don't want to sell this, but I don't need to have these Touaregs. Okay, so like I said before, it has 139,000 miles. Really the only modification done to the car are the tires. The tires are a little bit bigger. These tires are 265, what is it, 265 65 18s. The stock size is 255 55 18. So those are 18-inch wheels. And I think they fit great on the car. This is the size of tires and wheels that the car should have come with. The stock tire size looks a little small in my opinion, and better yet, they hardly rub. I mean, barely. There's a little bit of a rub mark in the front, but honestly it's like barely, and because it's smooth plastic, it doesn't make any noise. You don't even notice it. It just kind of brushes up against it just a little bit. So, recent fixes. In the last video we talked about cleaning up the headlights. Real quick, I just kind of went over them, cleaned them up just a little bit. This one's not as good, but just enough. Well, on the camera it looks a little worse than they actually are, but so we went through, kind of got rid of some of the haze. I could definitely do a better job, but I was just trying to get it done. So that was fixed. The big fix on this car, so one of the reasons this has kind of been sitting around, or basically the biggest fix that had to get done was the oil pan. So unfortunately, the last time I changed the oil in this thing, I tightened down the drain plug just a little too much, and it stripped out. So it wasn't completely stripped out. I still was able to get it in, but it would drip quite a bit of oil from that. So the big fix that needed to get done was the oil pan. So if we get under here, you can see that is a brand new oil pan. Now also, as you can see, getting this oil pan on here was definitely a task. The subframe's in the way, it goes back here behind it. There's a number of things kind of in the way here, so so I didn't do the job, I didn't do the work, but one of the shops that I use a lot on all the dealership cars, they took care of it, and they always take care of me. So they were able to do it just for 400 bucks. The pan cost me 100 bucks. So for 500 bucks, we switched that out. If you look online, there's plenty of people saying they got to pay $1,000, $2,000 to replace that oil pan, because it does happen quite a bit. But if you know what you're doing, if you've got a shop that works, that does good work for you, they usually can get it done a lot cheaper than, say, a dealer. Definitely cheaper than a dealer. Okay, so those were two, the headlights and the oil pan. And the other thing that we got done was this seat. You can see the seat looks great. No tears, no rips. It's in good condition right now. So what we did is we actually changed out this bottom cushion. I'll throw in a picture. The cushion before got all ripped. It was all messed up. So before we posted it, before I sold it, I figured I could just replace the cushion. A lot of people just kind of live with rips and tears in the seats. They don't really know. One of the easiest things that I've done plenty of times is you can usually find seats on eBay. So I just found this for, it was 100 bucks, or I think it was 90 bucks. A new cushion, or new used cushion, at least on the bottom. It's a perfect match. You're not taking it to a upholstery shop. You're not trying to deal with, you know, matching this. This is kind of a unique color. So trying to patch or fix that old seat just would have been so hard, and most likely wouldn't have matched. But you can get this, switch it out. Now this Touareg, of course, was a little bit more challenging to switch that out than, say, I've done it, switched out seats on Jettas before, and there's just more to it. So everything about the Touareg, there's more. It's built a little better, but that just means it's a little bit more complicated to get. So we were able to get it after some time, switch this out, and now it looks so much better. So we've lived with that ripped seat, I think, since we got it. And of course, right before we sell it, we switch it out. So that's pretty much it. There was this piece back here had gotten popped out, so I just pushed this back in so at least there's not a big hole, and everything else. So that's pretty much it as far as the fixes. really didn't require much. Like I said, the big thing was that oil pan. So to get this ready to sell, we spent, it was like 600 bucks. So it is some money, but I think getting that seat fixed, having it not tear, looks a lot better, feels a lot better. And then obviously the oil pan was a must. Everything else on the car works. There really aren't any issues. Some of the control arm bushings make a little bit of a noise. It's not too bad. It hasn't bothered me that much. Unfortunately, the paint on the hood, I don't know what it is with these Touaregs, but our TDI is the exact same. Up here on the roof is kind of clear coat's peeling. That's been like that since we got it. Other than that, it's in really good shape. As you can see, there's a good shine on it. There aren't any dents. There might be some small scratches here and there, but nothing real noticeable. But like no dents on the doors. These front fenders are plastic, so they're not going to dent. There is this scratch here on the bumper. But really, for a 2005 Touareg, this is in great shape. I love this thing. Whoever gets this is gonna love it too. It's got plenty of life left. We've done plenty of maintenance on this thing. So oil has always been changed. Every time we change the oil, we usually change the diff fluid with that. Transmission fluid was changed out. I think around 120,000. The timing belt has been done. We replaced all the rollers. We did, you know, the full service on the timing belt, new water pump, all that kind of stuff. That was done at 100,000 miles. Tires are good. Brakes are good. Everything works. Rear sunshades work. The only other thing that I didn't want to fix is the rear hatch doesn't stay up. The shocks up top need to get replaced. I didn't want to pay for that. If someone wants to replace that and do that, whoever buys it, then they can definitely do that. So this is a sad day. This is the Touareg. Like I said, we've put 50,000 miles on this thing in just 3 years. So we've put plenty of miles on this thing. We've done plenty of trips. I've towed trailers, travel trailers, month-long trips with those travel trailers. I've towed so many cars behind this thing. We've gone to California in the last year and a half, 20 times, all over the place with this thing. The only thing I will not miss is the fuel economy. The gas mileage on this thing is horrible. So with that 50,000 miles, we put so much fuel in this thing. It's crazy. Highway, you're lucky to get 18 miles to the gallon, 17 most of the time. And around town, most of the time it's in the it's 10 miles to the gallon. So the only drawback to this thing is definitely the gas mileage, and that's one of the main things we're using the TDI. We just having the two around, we always use the TDI just because it's cheaper. It's cheaper to drive around. So anyways, that's what it is. Tell me what you guys think. That's the Touareg. It's officially for sale. Spot of yours. We're located in Utah. So if anyone's interested in the tow rig, then just let me know. Thanks guys. Thanks for watching. I'm gonna try and make more and more videos. We're getting more and more subscribers. Things seem to be kind of picking up quite a bit. So I'm gonna really try and put out more content here soon. So if you want to see that new content, those news videos, stay tuned. We've got more content coming on the GTI. So the Mark IV GTI, the $900 GTI. And then who knows, we're definitely getting into some more Touareg content. We got to think of if anyone has any ideas or anything they want to see with either this Touareg while it's still around or the TDI, let me know. But thanks guys, thanks for watching.